We come to the most interesting topic of populations, but mind boggling because it has so many examples that I have to learn. Okay, fine. Population interactions. Can you think of any natural habitat on Earth that is inhabited just by a single species? There is no such habitat, and such a situation is even inconceivable. For any species, the minimal requirement is one more species on which it can feed. Even a plant species which makes its own food cannot survive alone. It needs soil microbes to break down the organic matter in soil and return the inorganic nutrients for absorption. And then, how will the plant manage pollination without an animal agent? It is obvious that in nature, animals, plants, and microbes do not and cannot live in isolation but interact in various ways to form a biological community. Excellently said that do not and cannot live in isolation but interact in various ways to form a biological community. Even in minimal communities, many interactive linkages exist, although all may not be readily apparent. So, we have many interactive linkages. That's a good term, right? Interspecific interactions arise from the interaction of population of two different species. Okay, this is very important. Interspecific interactions. They could be beneficial, detrimental, or neutral. Neither harmed nor benefited to one of the species or both. So, assigning a positive sign for beneficial interaction, negative sign for detrimental, and 0 for neutral interaction, we proceed. Okay, so let us look at all the possible outcomes of the interspecific interactions. So, the sorry, how do I adjust this? Yes, okay, got it. So, now the population interactions. Species A, species B. So when both of organisms are benefited, it is known as mutualism. When both of the organisms are affected, it's competitism. When when one is benefited, one is affected, it is predation. When one is affected, but the other species is also affected, it is parasitism. Okay, it's predation and parasitism are almost the same but completely different notions. Okay, they have similarities but completely different notions, and one is benefited, other neutral. One is not benefited, other is zero amensalism. Okay, so okay, commensalism, amensalism, maybe you might have not heard these terms. Okay, so basically commensalism is a, I will give you an example. For example, sea anemone and the fishes around it. So sea anemone is basically like one. I can draw it. Okay, it is like this. It gives protection for the fishes. Okay, so the fish is being benefited. It just goes under. Okay, the sea anemone. Okay, it's under the sea. So now the sea anemone, it gives protection, but it's not affected, it just goes under the fish. So the fish is being protected, sea anemone no benefit, so it's just neutral, and it is not detrimental also. Okay, so it is commensalism. Whereas another example, we know staphylococcus, right? We learned it in our sorry yeah, penicillin, the penicillin mold. Okay, we know about staphylococcus, we learned it in microbes in human welfare. So staphylococcus is it cannot grow in the presence of the mold Penicillium notatum. Okay, so Penicillium notatum, it produces some enzymes that cannot in the presence of it, staphylococcus cannot exist. So there is no benefit for staphylococcus for the mold, but the staphylococcus is still being affected. So that is one example of amensalism. So this was being stated. Okay. Now coming to the introduction. Both the species benefit in mutualism, both lose in competitism there in their interaction with each other. In both parasitism and predation, only one species benefits. So parasite and predator respectively. The host and the prey is been affected, and the interaction is detrimental to the other species, host and prey respectively. The interaction where one species is benefited and the other is neither benefited nor harmed is called commensalism. In amensalism, on the other hand, one species is harmed whereas the other is unaffected. Predation, parasitism and commensalism share a common characteristic: the interacting species live closely together. So let us look about this. Excellent. So first we will be seeing predation in our next session. Thank you.